In the remote woodlands of Montana's Bitterroot Mountains, a dog named Princess, half wolf and half German shepherd, was abandoned to fend for herself in the unforgiving wild. Alone and uncertain, she wandered through the dense forest, her instincts slowly awakening as she adapted to her new reality. Princess had once been the pride of Boromir Hastings, a once-respected dog breeder who had fallen on hard times. Facing bankruptcy and eviction, Boromir had made the heartless decision to leave her in the wilderness, tying her to a tree with a length of rope before walking away. Princess waited patiently for his return, her trust in him unwavering. But as the hours turned into days, she realized the truth. Boromir was not coming back. With determination, she gnawed at the rope until it broke, freeing herself. The forest, once a place of captivity, now became her domain. She learned to hunt, to survive, and to thrive in the wild. Her wolf heritage began to emerge, guiding her through the harsh realities of life in the wilderness. One day, while following the scent of water to a new stream, Princess heard faint cries echoing through the forest. Curious, she followed the sound to a rocky outcropping, where she discovered a grim scene. A dead female bobcat lay stiff and cold, her body ravaged by disease or injury. Beside her were 4 tiny bobcat kittens, their eyes barely open, their cries weak and desperate. Princess hesitated. These were not her kind. They were potential rivals, future threats in her territory. But something within her, perhaps the maternal instinct that had been exploited by Boromir, compelled her to act. She gently gathered the kittens, one by one, and carried them back to her den beneath a fallen spruce tree. There, she curled around them, offering her body heat and protection. The first few days were precarious. 2 of the kittens were already severely weakened, and Princess could only watch helplessly as the smallest female succumbed to hunger and exposure. But the remaining 3, 2 males and a female, clung tenaciously to life. Princess faced a critical challenge. The kittens needed milk, which she did not have. In a remarkable twist of physiology, Princess's body began to respond to the desperate need of the orphans. Her dormant mammary glands started producing milk again, just enough to sustain the kittens. She supplemented their diet by regurgitating partially digested meat from her own hunts. Slowly but surely, the kittens grew stronger under her care. As winter turned to spring, the bobcat kittens grew rapidly. Princess began their education, teaching them to stalk, hunt, and survive in the wild. She showed them how to move silently through the underbrush, how to scent prey on the wind, and how to wait patiently for the perfect moment to strike. The lessons were instinctual to her, but they required adaptation for the bobcats, who hunted differently than wolves or dogs. Despite their differences, the cross-species instruction worked. The kittens, whom Princess had named in her own way through scent and touch, developed their own unique skills. Dark Spot, the first kitten she had touched, was cautious and observant. Swift Paw lived up to his name with his boundless energy, while Bright Eyes displayed an intelligence that sometimes seemed to match Princess's own. The peace of their unconventional family was shattered one summer day when Princess ventured too far from their established territory and crossed into the hunting grounds of a small wolf pack. Outnumbered and surrounded, Princess fought desperately, her wolf instincts emerging in full force. But the wolves were relentless, and Princess was tiring fast. Just as the situation seemed hopeless, Dark Spot, Swift Paw, and Bright Eyes arrived, throwing themselves into the fray with coordinated precision. The tide of battle shifted instantly, and the wolves, bewildered by the unnatural alliance they faced, retreated into the forest. Princess, though wounded, survived thanks to the bravery of her adopted children. As the bobcats approached full maturity, Princess understood that their time together was borrowed against the greater rhythm of nature. The separation began gradually, with Swift Paw being the first to stay away for days at a time. Bright Eyes ranged farther in her hunts, while Dark Spot lingered longest, his attachment to Princess the strongest of the 3. By late summer, a new balance had emerged. The three young bobcats had established territories that overlapped with princesses, an unusual arrangement that defied normal bobcat behavior. They would come together occasionally, sharing kills or simply basking in the warmth of the sun before returning to their increasingly separate lives. Princess accepted this transition with stoicism, proud of the family she had raised. Years passed, and Princess's age began to show. Her muzzle grayed, her steps slowed, and the winters grew harder for her aging body. Yet she was never alone. Her bobcat family, now fully mature, continued their unconventional relationship, visiting her regularly and bringing her food when she grew too weak to hunt. When Princess passed peacefully in her sleep one spring, Darkspot kept vigil beside her body until Michael Reeves, a wildlife biologist who had been studying their remarkable family, discovered her. Princess's remains were recovered and studied, her life commemorated with a simple marker at the University of Montana's Wildlife Research Center. The story of Princess and her bobcat family became a testament to the capacity for connection that exists throughout the natural world. It reminded humans that the boundaries we perceive between species are perhaps more permeable than we imagine, and that the capacity for care and protection can emerge in the most unlikely circumstances. In the forests of Montana, where the wind still whispers through ancient trees, the legend of Princess lives on, a story of unlikely bonds, fierce courage, and a mother's love that knew no boundaries. As time went on, the story of Princess and her bobcat family continued to inspire. Researchers and wildlife enthusiasts flocked to the Bitterroot Mountains, hoping to catch a glimpse of the descendants of Darkspot, Swiftpaw, and Bright Eyes. The bobcats, now fully integrated into the wild, still exhibited behaviors that hinted at their unique upbringing. They were often seen together, defying the solitary nature of their species, a testament to the bond that had been forged in their youth. Michael Reeves, the wildlife biologist who had first documented their story, continued his research, delving deeper into the complexities of animal behavior and interspecies relationships. His findings were published in numerous scientific journals, shedding light on the remarkable adaptability and empathy that exists in the animal kingdom. Princess's story became a cornerstone of his work, a living example of how love and compassion can transcend the boundaries of species. In the years that followed, the legend of Princess and her bobcat family spread far and wide. It was featured in documentaries, books, and even a feature film, captivating audiences around the world. People were moved by the tale of a dog who had defied the odds, not only surviving in the wild, but also nurturing and protecting a family that was not her own. For those who live near the Bitterroot Mountains, Princess's story became a part of their heritage. Local schools incorporated her tale into their curriculum, teaching children about the importance of compassion, resilience, and the interconnectedness of all living beings. Conservation efforts in the area gained momentum, as people were inspired to protect the natural habitats that had been home to such an extraordinary family. And so, in the heart of the Montana wilderness, where the ancient trees stand tall and the rivers flow clear, the spirit of Princess endures. Her legacy lives on in the bobcats that roam the forests, in the hearts of those who heard her story, and in the enduring belief that love, in all its forms, knows no boundaries. The wind still whispers through the trees, carrying with it the tale of a dog who became a mother, a protector, and a legend, a story that will be told for generations to come.